back in February, I was through, actually, by accident, I was found that I had cancer. They had taken an x-ray of my lungs to see how my lungs were because I had been in the hospital for pneumonia. And when they cut part of the liver, there was some spots that were
Suspicious.
pretty big already. And so they did some more investigation and found out that I actually had colon cancer that had spread to the liver. And at that time, they told me that I would need to go on chemotherapy. And that kind of scared me because we've known several people who've been on chemotherapy, how sick they were, and I didn't want to be that way. And
Prognosis. Your prognosis was not very good.
No, the prognosis was not very good. They told me that I'd have, if I didn't do anything, maybe 6 months. If I went on chemotherapy, it could be anywhere from 1 to 2 years, but they couldn't guarantee that as well. And then they told me what happens when you get chemotherapy, all the problems you have with it, and that scared me. And I didn't want to go through that. I thought if I'm going to die, then I want to die comfortable. But then my son, when he heard about what was going on with this, he lives in Florida, and he said that he was associated with Dr. Rucker, and that we should come down here for therapy. And that's what we decided to do. Of course, I was told by the doctors back in Omaha that, no, you don't want to do that. You're taking a real chance, and if you do, you're going to give up any opportunity you have of maybe gaining another 1 to 2 years of life. And I said, no, it's my decision. I'm giving it up. We're going to go to Florida.
At that time, too, he said, or they told us that if we didn't hurry up and get the chemo, Marv's chances of being able to take the chemo would diminish because he was already so weak. And he really hadn't been feeling good for probably maybe 6 months already, even a year. Had just felt like he was losing ground. He was walking with a cane and sometimes a lot of times with his walker. He was constantly falling into furniture and chairs because his legs were so weak. And that was kind of where he started when we came out here in April.
And of course, when we got here, Jason brushed into Dr. Rucker to meet him, and he was doing integrative medicine, I believe it is, Dr. Rucker's called. And we went with it right away. And yes, there has been a big change in it, change of me. As I said, I no longer use my cane. Actually, I really don't have to use my cane anymore. I got more strength. I feel better, and I lost a lot of weight. And of course, the diet that they put you on, that kind of helps that too. If we're eating everything that we should be eating, and we're taking things that we should be taking, vitamins and minerals and so forth. And I have seen a big improvement myself. And we're so thankful that we had that connection with Dr. Rucker.
Well, I guess it wasn't easy. The first time we were here for 4 weeks, and it was a real learning experience. We had to learn how to eat totally different. No more McDonald's, no more French fries. That part of it was really hard. And then learning what supplements we needed to take and that kind of thing. It was life-changing. And then we went back home for a while and came back again this fall and have been here for 6 weeks. And in this last 6 weeks, I've seen an extremely large improvement also in, he was still walking with a cane even though we were doing the other things from April until September. But now he's got so much more strength, and he's just really he's able to enjoy life. And right before we came here in the end of August, the doctors had kind of convinced him that he should get chemo, because if he didn't, he was going to have less than 6 months to live. And that scared me to death, and he thought that's probably what he should do until we had the time all set up to go in for chemo. And then she started reading us the list of things that could happen, and then the list of things that would happen. And the would happens alone were just terrifying. And I knew that Marvin would be nothing more than just sleeping and taking chemo. And they said the fatigue would be worse the second week, and then on the third week he'd start with the chemo again. So it was kind of a no-win situation. And since we've been out here since the end of August, he has strength back. He's walking without his cane. He's doing things that we haven't done for a long time. Just even walking in the stores, he doesn't have to ride the little cart anymore. He isn't stumbling or tripping, losing his leg used to go out from under him all the time, and that's not happening anymore either. So the whole process and the whole thing that Dr. Rucker has us doing is amazing. It's just been life-changing in every aspect.
I have a strong belief in God. And several things happened when we first came down here that I felt was given to me, instructions by God for me to do. I'm going to mention it anyway. I went out for lunch with a neighbor, and we went to a Panda House, and of course you get your little fortune cookie. And this is when we were trying to make up our decision of what we were going to do. And I broke that fortune cookie open, and I've never seen him win a fortune like that before. And it says, no lotto numbers on it or anything like that. It was just a very straightforward instructions. God will provide you with everything that you need. And that was my turning point right there. I said, okay, God, I'm listening. He has a strange way of getting hold of you and telling you what to do. You just have to be able to be aware that that's what he's doing. And so we did make that move, and thank God, I'm very thankful that we did. The treatments here, I think that anybody that's going through cancer, they should try this before they try chemo. I just didn't want my body to get to the point where I'd be a burden on my wife. Wouldn't be able to do anything on my own. I was not up for that, and I thought, hey, if God wants me here, he's going to give me resources to make it through this. And this is what I feel is happening right now. This was set up by God. I had to be here, and I'm getting what he wanted me to get.
I also feel that the quality of life that Marv has now is so worth whatever amount of time he has. We're willing to take God's will, but at least this way he's feeling better than he's felt in probably 3 years. And so to me, the time that he has left, because they tell us it's a terminal cancer, we're still believing that this program will help change that. But no matter what, his quality of life is so much better. And I just don't think that we made a wrong decision. And working with Dr. Rucker and his office crew here has been amazing. They are wonderful. We've had nothing but, we've been treated like family, and that's important too.
I'm going to take advantage of Marvin's kindness here on using him as a demonstration model, but this is an IV that is helpful for its anti-cancer effects. So what's in that is a Myers cocktail, which is a host of B vitamins, calcium, gluconate, magnesium, B3, B1, B12. And so then the poly-MVA is going in intravenously, and that's another powerful natural cancer fighter. And that's what that is.